Welcome everyone, Elyse Ushindi here and welcome back to The Torch. So let's get started. Nigeria, the only country in Africa where there is nothing good is tolerated. Earlier this month, the people took it to the streets in some of the cities like Abuja and Lagos, striking and asking the government to end police brutality that has been going on for years, after a shocking video went viral on social media platforms showing police officials who were shooting a young man. The Anti-Robbery Squad, or SARS, was established in 1992 with a name to perform undercover operations against crimes associated with armed robbery, car snatching, kidnapping, and cattle rusting, of which I have no idea why cattle. But since the creation of this group, SARS has been accused of many human rights violations. And it is true. Because if you look into their history and all that they've been doing over the ages, SARS hasn't been doing any good to the people of Nigeria. And I know how bad this sounds, but it's even worse when your own people are treating you like this. Because you see, some of these groups or organizations, or what am I going to say, like security groups, are created to make sure that people are safe in their country. But if that's not happening, then it's just a mess, you know. SARS was accused with illegal stops and searches, illegal arrests and detentions, sexual harassment, women, and brutalizing many young Nigerians. The Youth Society is part of the people who have been suffering so much and have faced a lot of brutality in the hands of SARS. And that is just the worst thing to ever do. In the 21st century we're facing right now, we need young people, we need fresh minds, we need people who we think are going to be the next future for the continent, and not just for a country like Nigeria alone, you know, because we're just one people, and in the end of the day, we're not going to die or live forever where we were born. We move around, you know. So if this is happening for the young people, it is really, really sad. And you might just ask yourself, like, how a group that was set to help people became their worst nightmare. But it's just this, and it's simple. You see, there is one problem, and I must say, the whole continent has this one problem, and that is power. Yes, as much as it is hard for you to accept or believe, power is the only problem we have. Some officials and authorities have got too much power that at some point they think they're above the law or somehow. But if you can just take a break and see how everything goes around, the entire continent, I'm not going to speak of Nigeria alone. It is sad what's going on in Nigeria, but I'm not going to speak of that. If you speak of the entire continent of Africa, power is just misuse. We have given power to the people we thought we trusted. But how we came even to trust these people is funny, if you think about it. Because some of these people we put there to protect us, some of these people we put there to stand for us and speak for us, are the one who kill us in the end. And you know why? Because we have taken our responsibilities as citizens and the people of the continent of Africa. We have got all our responsibilities and given them to some people who we think they're the savior of us. People have phoned us in desperate times. People have phoned us in times where we're in need, and they have come with words that the exact words we needed to hear, and we have fallen for that. And I must say that if that is still happening, we're just as so much going to cry for the next 100, 200, 300, 500 years to come. If we cannot understand that, all right, these are desperate times, but let's think. Let's not rush because someone has said something we needed to hear, because someone has promised something we needed to be done. maybe we can make great choices next time. I'm not saying we should be blamed for whatever the hell is happening, but I must say sometimes we're just the ones doing the wrong things in the wrong time. Look at Libya today. I mean, Libya is one of the countries that was considered back then, I think 7 years ago, one of the countries that their economy was growing so fast and the country was really, really good. But if you look at it today, people made wrong choices in the wrong time without thinking what was going to happen next. And I must be honestly, they're crying today. I'm not saying they're crying because they lost a leader. I'm saying they should be crying because they made the wrong choices. It was their call, after all, that made those choices. But if you go back to SARS, since this group was formed, there hasn't been anything good out of it. And if you ask me, it seems like they are their own boss, because honestly, if they had a boss or power above them, then probably something would have been done before it has gotten even worse. For 28 years, SARS has been active and in play, but nothing good apart from more harm to their own people and terror. For 28 years, this group has been active. This is more than even, I don't even know, but 28 years and you have done nothing for your people, it sucks. Okay? It just sucks, and it's, out of my reach, out of my area of expertise. Like, what the hell were they doing? It's just crazy. I can't even talk about it. It is even sad that something like this happens to you by the hands of someone with almost the same blood like you. You see, the problem, if we do not treat our people well, there is nowhere they will be treated well. It will almost be like, well, they're used to torture. No, we're not used, and we will never be used to torture and being harassed and being treated like animals. So please just stop. I would call out the president of Nigeria for help, but he will not deliver it, because you see, after weeks of protesting, the president promised the people of Nigeria that SARS would be reformed. But in less than days, what was SARS was just switched to Special Weapons and Tactics Unit, SWAT. So, and that is not the worst part. The worst part is that the same men, armed and so vicious and angry, were the same men in SWAT. And if I may ask, is that what reform looks like or sounds like? It's just like saying you will not eat the sauce but eat the fruit. Dude, it's just the same thing. Mangoes do not grow on an apple tree. They grow on a mango tree. So if you think you're going to eat mangoes from an apple tree, then your hallucinations is even worse, that you don't need a therapist. May you rest in peace. But seriously, guys, getting the same men from SARS and putting them to SWAT, that was crazy. So I think in his mind, President Buhari was in his house and he was like, well, we've done a change. But no, you just made things worse, because Special Weapons and Tactics, SWAT, you can ask the people of Uganda. You can ask the people in the United States. That is not a unit that you put in people, local citizens. It's not. So you have to ask yourself, where are we going to go for help? Because I don't see where we can get help. Our own people are not giving us help. So where in the hell are we getting the help? But seriously, as sad as it sounds, the people of Nigeria have finally woke up, and I just hope somehow this can also end. I don't know when, how long it's going to take, but I hope it ends. Because it's getting too much for us to bear. It's there was a one time I was on Twitter and some dudes were like, well, you see, I don't know what we were arguing about. And then these guys were just like, you're not in the country anymore, you're not in the continent, so you probably do not understand how things work here. But guys, it's crazy. We do not always have to wake up when something terrible has happened to our fellows, sisters, brothers, mothers, fathers. Then we understand that, okay, we need to speak. Because sometimes we just wake up when it's too late. In Swahili we say, kujifunika na umekucha. There's no way that's going to help you. So instead of waking up when it's late or thinking to make something when you're already out of time, we better do something when we still have time. 28 years the people of Nigeria have lived with SARS in them, torturing them, terrorizing them, killing them, arresting them for nothing, harassing women for nothing, and people were just like, they're quiet. 28 years, that's too much. I'm glad they've come out to speak today, but I'm sad that it took 28 years for them to speak. It breaks my heart. In other news, Donald J. Trump. With the United States presidential elections ahead in less than 2 weeks, I think it's 1 week now, the man himself gave in a heart-touching story. Yeah. Trump gave a heart-touching story this week when he had a rally. I don't remember if the United States is so big, but I'm going to tell you what happened. You see, Trump had a rally and he had to speak to his supporters of what would happen to him if he loses the elections to the worst politician in history of politics. Well, as he said it, as Trump, the Trump way. So he thinks Biden is the worst politician in history of politics. But I wish the one who was saying this was a politician, because Trump is not a politician, so first of all. But, well, that's it. And you only know that things are so bad when that one man had so much confidence starts to show signs of fear. Yes. Because you see, when this whole thing started, he was so confident, comfortable, and sure he'd win the elections. But after earlier this week, in early votes, it seemed that he was shocked, of which you may ask why. But I know why. Because it had never happened before in the history of elections in the United States. The early voting. Although it's 2020, so you might just expect anything, because you see, there is no guarantee that we might even have 2021 to count. But the people were floating and they were flooding the polls, and they wanted to vote first. And I don't know why they were so, eager to vote quickly, and then I don't know, it's just like some people feel like 2020 ain't coming, so let's vote now and finish. Maybe they'll count the damn ballots when we're gone. And so and Trump asking where he'd go after losing the elections to the worst politician in history of politics made me wonder who the worst politician was. Like I said, he's not a politician, and Biden is the former vice president. Yeah, he was there when Obama was there, so I'm not sure who the politician was here, and I knew Biden, I think, before Trump became president, but then Trump, I knew him after he became president. So, literally, he wasn't there. But that's it. That's Trump, And I'm just like, he doesn't know where he's going to go. And he said, this is what he said: if he'd lose to the worst politician in history, he would leave the United States. And guys, that guy is very old for you to let him go out of the United States. Come on, seriously. He has nowhere he's going to be going. So just let him stay in his house. I don't know where else he's going to be. And I must say, I feel so bad for Trump. Yeah, like, seriously. I know what it feels like to leave your home. Trust me. I'm in Norway. My home is Africa. So I know how bad it is and how bad it feels. So if you guys let him leave, it's going to be so bad. But that was it for today. Thank you for being here with me. You've been an amazing audience. And I hope to see you guys next week.